my grandmother's house, she had an ackee tree, and we'd literally go and pick the ackee, and she'd make.
Okay, I'm sorry, chef. I'm sorry, chef.
All the way down.
I'm getting out of this kitchen work. What the heck?
Do you see the tears? Do you see the tears?
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome to Let's Cook with Elle. I'm in a whole different setting. I'm at this girl's kitchen.
Hey,
you want to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, my name's Maxine. And yeah, that's it.
And what are you going to show us today?
So basically, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to cook for you lot today, yeah, ackee and saltfish.
Ooh, hungry already.
And at the end, we're going to have a little treat for you as well, okay? So make sure you stay to the end of the video so you can see what the treat is, do you know what I mean?
I think you're doing a bit too much. This is my channel.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into the cooking, okay?
But I just bought some saltfish from your world food aisle down your local Tesco. I would recommend going to like a market and trying to get it from there, but I had to do the best with what I had. I didn't have time to soak the saltfish overnight because normally you have to soak it. So what I did, I boiled it about 3 times. So you can see that the salt, can you see the residue of the salt that's basically come off. And then I'm just going to throw that down the drain. Otherwise it'll be too salty and you can't eat it. Okay. So I think I've rinsed that enough. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this onto a separate plate. And leave it to the side till later. I've got the wok. Okay, yeah. Don't judge me, yeah. Normally, real authentic Jamaican food should always be cooked in the duchy, right? Depending on the size, yeah. So whether it's oxtail or whether you're frying chicken, whatever it is done in a duchy. But I don't have a duchy with me, so I'm gonna use my wok. All right. So it's still gonna do the same thing. So yeah. But I didn't get the Duns River one because I don't need to. I just got this one and it will work the same. So now what we're going to do is we're going to chop up our onions. I hate chopping up onions because no matter how old I get, my eyes is pouring. And you're going to see that in a minute, right? So we're going to chop up our onions. So, well, I can just chop it on here, that's fine. Guys, I've still been meaning to get a really good knife set. So if you know anywhere that does a really good, you know, value for money knife set, can you please let me know in her description, or not description, in her comments, because I'm just using some old knives. So look, listen, this is what it is. Okay.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. I'm going to show you a trick, what I do. I'm not a chef, but let me show you a trick, right? So basically, to get this out, you watching?
Oh!
Then you just open it like that. So be careful because the seeds will be there. And then you literally just...
You know what? I never thought that, you know.
Done. Yeah. And then you just tap out all the seeds.
Hold on a minute. Who taught you that?
My mum taught me that.
Wow.
My lovely mum taught me how to do that.
I literally have to open it up, you know.
No, just
with a knife.
No.
You see, guys, you learn new things every day. Just because I cook, it doesn't mean I know everything, okay?
Exactly.
Every day is a lesson.
Very good.
It's a lesson to be learned.
Exactly.
Okay, so what are we doing now?
So then I'm just going to cut it into kind of smallish chunks because with this meal, the chunks that you want to savour is really the ackee chunks and the saltfish chunks. You don't really want this, you don't really want the chunks, well, these chunks to be too big. So if you can, so I just cut them in slices like this, and then I'm going to dice them as well. Now guys, my way isn't the authentic way, it's just the way that I've learned how to do it over the years. So you know, you're going to have some Jamaican people that's like, that's not how you do it, do you know what I mean? So, but you know what, this is just my way of doing it. So you can see guys, I've got a plethora of colours there. I would have really loved to have had green, but this is all they had, so we'll just leave it as that. So it's going to be a very kind of reddish type of dish. Yeah. Cut off the top. Guys, if you are an onion sufferer, and I'm probably still going to cry, leave this bit, leave the root. Do not take the root off, because I used to go top, bottom and then chop.
Same.
Then I'd have to leave the room for like 15 minutes. So hopefully it works this way, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Let's see. Right, so
apparently there's a different way of doing it as well, soaking it. It tends to work sometimes. It works sometimes, but some days it just doesn't work much.
What about the flavour? Don't you use?
No, it doesn't lose the flavour.
Okay. Right.
That's a good one, you know.
And another one is when you're chopping the onions to breathe through your mouth, not your nose or something like that. So I think like an old wives' tale where they would they'd put a peg on their nose to stop their eyes from watering. And I try that, but sometimes you forget, like, how are you going to remember to just breathe through your nose, your mouth?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So, right. And I just use the back of the knife to scrape the skin off. That's the easiest way for me without hurting myself. Because I sometimes am a disaster in the kitchen.
And also, you guys, if you have any other tips on, you know, cutting your onions without crying,
please
let us know, because I know you guys have told me one of them already, which is soaking it, like I said.
Yeah.
But we're gonna learn another one. Maxine's teaching us another trick. So if you have more, then let us know.
Please. Okay, I hope this works, right? Right. If it doesn't work, boy, that's it. Onions are my weakness. Do you get me? If I ever turn into a superhero, onions are my weakness. I'm just letting you know from now. Okay, so it starts off by you cutting downwards.
Oh,
but not all the way to the bottom.
We need to get this.
If I had a proper knife, I'd be cutting it like this, but because I don't, this is quite slippery. I have to hold it this way. So just be careful of your thumbs, and so make sure you don't go all the way down to the bottom. I'm not an expert, yeah? And then you start chopping, look.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh. And look, I haven't run it, look, diced.
That's really good, you know.
And I haven't run out the room yet, yeah? So I learnt this on, where did I learn this? Jamie Oliver, maybe? Is it hitting you?
No, it's not. It's not even, you know. Wow.
There we go, done.
That's, guys.
Look at this.
What the heck?
Do you see the tears? Do you see the tears? There's no tears.
I'm not even crying as well.
See?
I was literally so close, you guys. Let me tell you this, yeah. I was literally so close when she's chopping it, and there's no tears. No. Like, this is a good tip. Like, I have to give it to you.
You have to try it. A bit of oil, and we're gonna put this on a high-ish heat, semi-high heat, and then we're literally gonna put all of everything that we chopped up earlier in there. So, how to test that the oil is hot enough? You literally get a piece of whatever, onion or pepper. You just do that. If there's no if there's no sizzling, it's not ready. So I'm gonna put the fire a bit higher because man's hungry out, yeah. You get me? Oh my God! Come on, it's taking so long. Ooh, can you hear that? It's not ready.
It's still not ready.
Oh, hold on.
It's getting there.
Definitely getting there. But it is starting to sizzle. Yep, so now that.
Okay, I'm sorry, chef. I'm
now
sorry,
Chef
Maxine.
all the way down.
Oh, I'm getting out of this kitchen work.
That's it. We're gonna leave that on there for a short while. Can you see all the colours? Don't that remind you of Caribbean? Look at that.
It's beautiful.
All you're missing is some green. Right, I keep taking it off the fire. Let me just calm down. Like I said, normally you'd use a duchy, but we're using a wok, so a fusion of cultures. You get me? But excuse the mess of my hob. I'm really sorry.
A lot of people wouldn't know what a duchy means. Can you explain that, please?
So a duchy is a steel pan, basically. Okay. Very thick, and what it does, it treats the food as if it's an oven. It's like one of the best ways to cook something all the way around. It is just such lovely. And you know what? I swear the duchy gives off its own flavour. Oh, I want this to simmer all the way down. Well, not all the way, about 70% of the way. Right, normally with Ackee and Saltfish, you'll put Scotch bonnet, you'll put all these things. But I'm just going to use a bit of chili flakes instead because I don't have Scotch bonnet. So this will give it a bit of heat as well. Not too much because I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to heat. No, then, when you're moving by yourself, yeah, I swear, you have to make sure you got everything, like tin opener, bottle opener, all these things that you cut, potato peeler, all these things you kind of take for granted. It's mad.
You need it.
Trust me, and you need it. You know? Because you know your parents' house, yeah? They've always got like bare utensils, and you're thinking, I just use the same thing every time, but no. Each utensil has a purpose, and you know, and you realise why when you start cooking yourself. So that's that. Right, I'm going to drain the water. So if anyone doesn't know what ackee is, this is what ackee is. It's a fruit, and it grows on the tree. At my grandmother's house, she had an ackee tree, and we'd literally go and pick the ackee, and she'd make saltfish and ackee for breakfast. So this is a dish that you would have for breakfast, really and truly, yeah? You wouldn't really have ackee and saltfish for dinner unless that's just something you do. This is normally a breakfast meal in our household and in my tradition anyway. Everyone's different, you know what I mean? There's some other Jamaicans that have different things that they do to what our family does, so it's just culturally, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very interesting. So you're saying ackee is a fruit?
Ackee is a fruit.
I never
yeah,
knew that.
It comes with a black. So basically, it's like a pod, and and the ackee is in each bit. It's probably about 4 ackee bits in one.
Let me just show that.
And at the top, it has a black seed. And then you basically pop it open, and then you scoop the ackee out, and it looks like that.
I didn't even know it was a fruit, you know.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it grows on trees, so.
Nice. Yeah. I thought it was like I don't know. I never plant.
Huh?
Vegetable. I thought it was a vegetable.
Oh, vegetable. Yeah, it's not really.
No, it's a fruit.
No, it's
okay.
a fruit, yeah.
It's one of those fruits that avocado.
But you have to cook it. You can't really eat it raw. It's very straight. I don't know, Jamaicans in the house. You guys tell me, is ackee a fruit or vegetable? It might be classed as a vegetable, but it grows on trees, and vegetables don't normally grow on trees. They grow from the ground up rather than
yeah.
That could just be me, I don't know. But then tomato is technically a fruit now, so I don't know. Right, that's kind of like how I want it. Now I'm going to put in the ackee. Because the saltfish is already cooked, if the saltfish was raw, I'd be putting that in first. But because it's already kind of cooked, I'm going to put the ackee in first. So just a dollop of that. With this, you don't want to stir it too much, because if you break down the ackee, it turns into putty. So when you're doing this, it's literally you're just doing this. Because if you start doing this, it'd be a bit of a mess, yeah? Right. And I know I can see you guys, you're like, but she hasn't put the seasoning. I'm coming. Right. So can you see, it kind of looks a bit like scrambled egg. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just leave that. Now we're going to go in with the seasoning. Because the fish is flavoursome on its own. It doesn't need anything more. Right, one of my favourites. Pepper. I love pepper. So I put about... Because mine doesn't come out very much. I often do quite a few. That's it. You don't need salt because you're going to have the saltfish. They're going to have a little bit of all-purpose. Yep, about that is fine. And guys, I tend to put chicken seasoning on everything. Don't blame me. I just like the flavour.
Yeah, it does.
I really like the flavour. About that, yeah. I don't want to over season it. I've got a problem with over seasoning sometimes. And then you're going to put some thyme. Just a little bit, and some tomato puree.
Okay, so you guys add it last.
Yeah, I'm not doing it in the right order, to be honest with you. But now I'm going to add just a little bit of water so that it can simmer rather than proper cook, if that makes sense. I'm literally putting a little bit. Can you see how it's starting to look a bit like scrambled egg? Yeah. Now I'm going to put just a little bit of chilli. because I just want a little bit of heat.
You know I love my heat as well, boy.
So because it's coming out very...
But don't you try the other side?
No.
It'll pour like
I'm not
rain.
risking that, boy. What? Normally with saltfish, you have to let it soak overnight. But when you don't have time, you just do a quick boil. Right, I'm gonna add some tomatoes just to give it a bit of, you know. But I wouldn't recommend you cut it how I'm cutting it. I like to just add it like this. And then what that's gonna do is when it simmers down, it's gonna be like a little paste. I'm just gonna add 1 tomato for now. Now I'm gonna add the saltfish. I like to kind of keep it thick because if it's too, you know. Right. So I'm gonna use all the saltfish. I like really thick chunks of saltfish. Because it's a surprise when you find the saltfish. Again, fold it. Heat. But I think this needs a bit more seasoning.
What makes you think that without tasting it?
Because the colour. Okay. You want it still yellow, but you want it to look like it's been seasoned. Do you know what I mean? You see what I mean about it looking like scrambled egg?
Yeah.
That's why if you can fold it as much as possible, that is the best way. Right, so you guys might cook it a bit differently, but I'm working with what I got.
I'm so jealous.
Oh! 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 Wow! This is it. I think I might put a bit more heat.
No, I like it.
Ooh!
I like that. That's my cup of tea right there. Woo. Spinach risotto. Is it? Ackee and saltfish. Dumpling. Is it? And rice.
You said you wanted something green.
No.
No?
It doesn't look right. Just leave it. I don't really think I'll finish it because there's a lot of food here, but it just looks so beautiful, and the decor is just beautiful, and the seating, it just feels pure. Do you know what I'm saying? Authentic.
My doing of it is it's just simply a way of life, and in the realizing that health is wealth and food is the most vital factor, I just felt it was important.
Makes it feel like it's outside a little bit. Yeah.